me a long time about people. And I asked the Lord, what do you want me to talk about today? And He said, talk about the wheat and the tares. The wheat and the, we all know the parable of the wheat and the tares. But have you heard what Jesus said? He says the wheat are those who love Him and follow Him and live according to what His Word says. But the tare is what Satan planted. It's what Satan put there in your families, in the church, in society, and in government. And the tare means it doesn't bear fruit. It's got no goodness. It's got no form of contribution towards the will of the Father, towards bringing about good. They are just instruments that they sap up all the nutrients out of the soil, but they give nothing back. They are consumers, right, instead of producers. They cannot produce nothing good. Because anything that is evil destroys. Anything that is evil comes to rob, to kill, and destroy, which is the will of Satan. We need to recognize the wiles of the devil. We need to recognize people in our families, in our churches, and in the society. Recognizing we don't war against flesh and blood, we don't take them on physically, but the Bible says that by our actions, we can be instruments to convict them of what they are doing. The Bible speaks about a husband and a wife, and that if the one is saved and the other one is saved, they shouldn't leave, you know, because by your actions you could save your spouse. All right? And the Bible says, you know, you mustn't go and try and rip up, you know, the tare, because you might just damage the wheat. You see? And as a pastor, that's very difficult, because sometimes you see people in the church and you realize that they are not wheat, they're tares. But you know, you cannot take them on, because they just might end up being an instrument for Satan to cause division, to cause disruption, to cause, you know, those who do not understand the word or understand what you are doing to get offended by it and leave church. And I've had that before. When people will turn around and say, oh, but where's the love? You see, you've got to ask yourself this question. If I love my brother, okay, and I love his friend, okay, but his friend is hurting my brother, all right? When you take on the friend, you might offend the brother. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And that is the conflict that we face today, because Satan uses it.